Some animals waited days, some waited months, and some waited years. Not because they were trained, not because they were told to stay, but because they believed their human would come back. In a crowded train station filled with rushing footsteps and unfamiliar faces, a dog arrived every single day at the same exact spot. He sat near the entrance, close enough to see every person who walked through, but far enough to stay unnoticed. Trains came and went. Morning turned into night. Seasons changed. Yet the dog remained. His eyes followed every figure, every shadow, every sound that resembled the footsteps he remembered. People tried to pet him. Some offered food. Others tried to take him home. But the dog never followed. Because one day, his human had walked away and never returned. To the world, it was an ending. To the dog, it was simply taking too long. Days passed, then weeks, then months, then years. And still, the dog returned. Because leaving meant accepting something his heart refused to believe. In a quiet neighborhood, there stood an old house with dark windows and a locked door. The family had moved away long ago. The house was empty, silent, forgotten. But every night, neighbors noticed a small shape curled up by the front porch. It was the family's old cat. She returned again and again, sleeping beside the door as if guarding it. Rain soaked the ground beneath her. Cold nights passed, cars drove by. Still, she stayed. She wasn't waiting for food. She wasn't lost. She was waiting for home. People often say cats are distant and independent, but loyalty doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it sits quietly in the dark, believing that what once existed will return. Far from cities and streets, deep in the wild, an elephant was observed walking miles every single year to the same place. It was a quiet clearing where her human caretaker once stood. Even after the caretaker passed away, the elephant continued to return. Her steps slowed as she approached. She reached down with her trunk and gently touched the ground. She stood there for a long time, unmoving. Elephants remember faces, voices, emotions. They remember kindness, and they remember love. Animals do not experience time the way humans do. They do not measure life in days, months, or years. They measure life in connection. When an animal forms a bond, their brain releases the same chemicals humans feel when they love. Comfort, safety, trust. To an animal, waiting is not suffering. Waiting is hope. Outside a hospital gate, a stray dog appeared every evening at the same hour. He lay quietly near the entrance, watching people walk in and out. Doctors noticed him. Nurses fed him scraps. Security guards learned his routine. Eventually, they discovered his human had been admitted and never came back out. The dog stayed. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. Staff came and went. The dog did not. His loyalty was not confusion. It was devotion. In another town, villagers noticed a dog who visited the same roadside every single day. He lay beside an old bench, staring down the road. Cars passed. Strangers walked by. But the dog stayed focused on one direction. Years earlier, his human used to sit on that bench every afternoon. One day, the human never returned. The dog did. Humans often ask why animals don't move on, but maybe the better question is why humans do. Animals do not love with conditions. They do not ask for explanations or closure. When they choose someone, they choose them fully, completely, without backup plans, without replacements. In a rescue center, a parrot sat quietly on his perch, repeating a single name over and over again. The name belonged to his owner, who had passed away years earlier. The parrot did not understand death. He only understood absence. Parrots can live longer than humans, but their memories remain sharp. Voices stay, names stay, love stays. In a harbor town, a dog was known to sit by the shore every morning, staring out at the water. Long ago, his owner had boarded a boat and never returned. The dog waited. Fishermen recognized him. Tourists took photos. Years passed. The dog remained. Science now confirms what animal lovers have always known. Animals can recognize individual humans. They remember faces. They remember voices. They remember routines. They form emotional bonds that can last a lifetime. They can grieve. They can feel loss. Loyalty is not something animals are trained to feel. It is something they choose. Waiting does not mean an animal does not understand reality. It means they understand attachment. They remember who made them feel safe, who spoke gently to them, who became their entire world. If your pet waits by the door when you leave, follows you from room to room, or watches you as if every movement matters, it's because, to them, it does. You are not just part of their life. You are their life. And if you ever disappear from their world, they will not forget. They will wait. Not because they are confused, not because they are weak, but because love, once given, does not vanish simply because time passes. Animals remind us of something humans often forget. Love does not need guarantees. Loyalty does not need rewards. And waiting sometimes is the purest form of faith.